So for this example, I'll be using 2.83.10 just for kicks. We of course support all current active versions of Blender, but with this, we'll just take this cube, just press SZ, and we'll duplicate this cube, just move it over, and SX, and cut that in. And while we have this shape still here, we're going to duplicate it and just make a cutter. Duplicate and select both of these and perform a difference as well, just so we can cut inside of our cutter, getting a more unique shape. And then we could just duplicate this cutter and just scale it down, and we'll just cut like so, just performing a difference on the main shape. So most of these shapes are affecting the main shape. However, this shape, as you may recall, is affecting a cutter. So it's not actually a target of the main shape. It's actually a component of one of the cutters itself. So when we talk about recursion support, we're talking about actually supporting the cutters that are outside of the normal sphere of influence of objects that are just going to be listed in the modifier panel whenever you perform booleans. So if you were to go in and perform Uniquify, it would duplicate the cutters, but we see that it ignores the actual cutter itself. And in fact, the proper way to use Uniquify is to duplicate the object and then run the operation. So if I were to Shift D and then press Q and use Uniquify, I should basically be able to move this shape, and this shape should look exactly like this shape. And we see in this example it actually doesn't, because there's cutters associated with particular cutters that isn't being taken into account. So I'm hoping that that's making sense and you're following me. So I'm just going to copy the shape itself, not even bother with the cutters, and we'll minimize this, going to 2.93. And because all that data is connected, it's going to grab all the cutters anyways. But I just want to show that now if we were to Shift D, duplicate this, press Q and go under operations and choose Uniquify, the tooltip also says that it now is recursive. So when we click that, it means that whenever we duplicate the shape and we move it up, we actually have all the cutters taken into account. And that's just the start of our support with basically recursive cutting behaviors and allowing you to recall these in the latest version of HardOps.